Hello and welcome to Aging Fearlessly, a place where we try to reflect on parts of life that can teach us lessons. I'm your host, Guillermo Vidal, and I've been using ABC's The Golden Bachelorette really to illustrate some lessons about finding love after 50. Now, before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe to this program if you like the content. Subscribing is free and will simply allow the program to be emailed to you directly so that you don't have to search for it later. Well, the Golden Bachelorette came and went, and we are now left with another manufactured relationship that, based on the Bachelor series of programs, will probably not last. Do you know that in 28 seasons, only 5 couples actually got married? Now, there's good reason for this, and we see it again in the Golden Bachelorette. The situation that's created on the show, the mansions, the limousines, exotic places, and the fantastical dates, it's just simply incompatible with the kind of work and discovery effort that it takes to find a compatible romantic partner. By the way, the one thing I paid attention to this time is just what little time the final couple actually spend with each other. With 20 plus suitors to sort through in 8 weeks, there's only time for a date or two alone with the ultimate chosen one. Imagine picking someone to marry after 2 dates and a few introductory occasions where the person is actually part of a larger group. If you believe this can actually work, I have one simple question for you. Are you frickin' nuts? In any case, I found the finale boring and anticlimactic, but I did see a couple of lessons to learn. Number 1, I truly must compliment Miss Vassos on the way she behaved throughout the show. She was a great epitome of class, courage, and grace. Throughout the show, she composed herself in a manner that was not misleading to any candidate. You always knew where she stood, and she was not about saying or doing things that manipulated another into thinking they were the one. Now compare this to the Golden Bachelor, who told 4 different women, 4, that he was in love with them. Joan Vasso's approach was much more mature and less hurtful. Here are 2 examples from this last show. Knowing that she still needed to see Guy next, she did not tell Shock that she loved him, even when after his pushiness with a marriage proposal that he hoped would get him an answer so that he could short-circuit the whole process, which he actually did. But the second demonstration of her enlightened approach was evident when she met with Guy. Knowing that she felt a stronger connection with Shock, she did not mince words with Guy and released him from the meeting with her family. Now, this doesn't mean that Guy didn't suffer. The poor guy cried on TV. The rejection was clearly painful for him. But she spared him more pain by not going through the motions of the family meeting that might have perhaps convinced Guy that he had a chance when in fact he did not. Now, the reason I think the show was a dud is because of the formulaic aspect of it that demands an end to the love search with an anticipated proposal, although in some shows that has not happened, but very few of them. As far as any advice I have to give to Joan, I would warn her about Shock. I think he's a very needy guy that will demand her attention incessantly so that he can feel loved. I was gagged by his constant reflection on how much he wanted Joan, how he had found the love of his life, and how he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. He must have expressed similar feelings in the last 4 or 5 shows. Now, I have to tell you, I have experienced this from someone before, and perhaps this experience is clouding my thinking. Maybe. But, although it may be appealing at first to have someone who wants you that much, little do you see that these feelings border on ownership of you. It will not be long until they want to do every little thing with you and will protest when you want to either be alone or go out with friends and family. Eventually, this want becomes a prison as the person who wants begins to scrutinize every activity you do to ensure you want him or her just as much as they want you. Eventually, someone like this just chokes the life out of you as you keep trying to keep them calm every time their illusionary suspicions come forth. All I gotta say is good luck, Joan and Chalk. Thank you for watching today.